Yes, go ahead.
They had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
So there was a king, which was a messenger of Europe. Go ahead.
Whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue have his name Apollyon.
Give me the Wikipedia. I sent it to you. Wilhelm Kaiser Sosa. That's what I call him. Wilhelm Kaiser II. He was the king over Prussia. But this is the guy that began World War I. Do they got his picture in there when you go down? Wait, that's him right there. That's him. This guy was the one that initiated World War I. Let's go to the top. Read that, Gedaliah.
Wilhelm II, or William II, was the last German emperor and king of Prussia.
See that? King of Prussia. So he was the king over Prussia. That's what it says there was a king over the bottomless pit. That's this guy. Go ahead.
He reigned from June 15, 1888 until his abdication on November 9, 1918, shortly before Germany's defeat in World War I.
Right. So that's all I want. Y'all can read the rest about him on your own, because I really don't give a damn a hoot about him. Let's go back.
11 verse, and they had a king over them, which is the king of the bottomless pit. Now that king represents Kaiser Wilhelm. I believe that's Kaiser Wilhelm I, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Kaiser Wilhelm I or Kaiser Wilhelm II, which the word Kaiser means Caesar, German way of saying Caesar, which means king. Which, by the way, he was connected to the royal family, so-called royal family out of England. So if you do the research, you look up World War I and you put in the word Kaiser Wilhelm, because he was a head man in Germany at that time. It says 11 verse again, and they had a king over them, which is the angel. Now angel just means messenger. You can be a man and be labeled as an angel. That's in Revelation, the 12th chapter, where it says Michael fought and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. Now we know that the dragon is not a monster, a sea monster or whatever, that it represents Esau. And the angels represent their troops.
Shalom family, how's it going? This is Brother Mikael, and hopefully you checked out the beginning clips from these prominent leaders in these One West Israelite schools that are teaching that Abaddon, the controversial figure in Revelation 9, was supposed to be Kaiser Wilhelm II, who was the last emperor of Germany. I didn't include those clips in case some of you guys weren't familiar with it or didn't believe that people actually teach or believe this. And I respectfully disagree with that Kaiser Wilhelm was Abaddon. And I'm going to show you that when you don't have a foundational understanding of some of the heavier spiritual things like fallen angels or the existence of hell, and you're going to miss the mark by the mile when trying to navigate through some of these heavier, meatier chapters. Before we proceed to go any further, let's start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So this is Brother Mikael, and we're going to debunk these teachings that Kaiser Wilhelm II, it was Abaddon, the angel of the bottomless pit in Revelation 9. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. Revelation chapter 9 verse 1 in the KJV version says, "And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit." When I was checking out these lessons by these One West leaders, they skip straight to they focus straight on the bottomless pit, just talking about that the bottomless pit, according to the scriptures, is a land, according to 2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse 24, where it says that the Lord only chose one pit, which was Israel. But that is a poor Bible breakdown, and when you butcher the first verse, then you set yourself up for failure. and you are butchering the whole chapter. There was a lot of heavy, important things going on in the first verse of Revelation 9 that we need to examine so we can get the proper understanding. So it says, "And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth." So the star would be an angelic being. We have an example of this in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12, which talks about Haleo, or aka Lucifer, aka Satan, where he is called a shining star, or other translations call him a morning star. So a star, in this context, is talking about an angelic being that fell from heaven unto the earth. So this is not no mortal human being. As far as I know, Kaiser Wilhelm was not any type of angel. He was an Edomite, just a regular man of flesh and blood. Let's proceed. So an angel fell to the earth. To him was given the key of the bottomless pit. Now it's amazing that these guys that's teaching that the bottomless pit is Europe, they put no effort in looking up the origin or the etymology of the word bottomless pit. I'm looking up in the Greek. So I want to do that for you so we can dissect this word and get the real, the true understanding. So when you look it up in the Greek Strong's G12, it's abusos. And the definition is bottomless, unbounded, the abyss. So this is talking about an abyss. Another definition that support the abyss is talking about the pit, the immeasurable depth of Orcus, a very deep gulf or chasm in the lower parts of the earth, as the common receptacle of the dead, and especially as the abode of demons. So that is real important. So you need to have this some understanding before you proceed proceed in breaking down Revelation chapter 9. That this is a common receptacle of the dead, and especially as the abode of the demons. And the other part of the word pit is frahar, which is a well, or the pit of the abyss, because the nether world is thought to increase in size the further it extends from the surface of the earth, and so resemble a cistern, the orifice of which is narrow. So I'm just suggesting, I don't know if it's true or not, but I think these leaders purposely try to run real fast past the looking up the words bottomless pit and the abyss, because they teach that hell or Sheol or Hades, which is the underworld, the world of the dead, does not exist. So to try to keep the safe face and keep the integrity of their doctrine, that's why they try to rush over examining the words bottomless pit, which is talking about the abyss, because they do not they teach that Hades or hell does not exist. Okay, too, I'll give you another example about the abyss, which Revelation 9 is talking about. We're going to look at Luke chapter 8 verse, start at 27, about the guy with many devils that the Messiah had to cleanse. So Luke chapter 8 verse 27 says, "And when he went forth to a land, there met him out of a city a certain man which had devils a long time, and wore no clothes, neither abode in any house, but in the tombs. When he saw Yahushua, he cried out and fell down before him, and with a loud voice said, What have I to do with thee, Yahushua, thou Son of God Most High? I beseech thee, torment me not. For he had commanded the unclean spirit to come out of the man, for oftentimes it had caught him, and he was kept bound with chains and in fetters, and he brake the bands, and was driven of the devil into the wilderness. And Yahushua asked him, saying, What is thy name? And he said, Legion, because many devils were entered into him. So this man was demon possessed. He had a lot of demons in him that Messiah had to cast out of him. Now, pay attention to verse 31. This is the key part. And they besought him, and he would not command them. And they besought him that he would not command them to go out into the deep. So that's the key part there, where the demons besought Yahushua. And they begged him not to send them to the deep. Now on surface, the deep doesn't look like anything spectacular, anything special. But when you look up the word deep and look up the definition, it's G12, just like we had in Revelation 9:1. G12, which is abusos, which is the Greek word for the abyss. So these demons that the Messiah cast out was begging him not to send them to the abyss. So the bottomless pit or the abyss is not Europe. This is an underworld, where the world of dead, where dead people and demons abode in. Let me give you another example of abuso or the abyss. Romans chapter 10, verse 6 and 7. But the righteousness which is of faith speaketh on this wise, say not in thy heart, who shall ascend into heaven? That is, to bring Hamashiach down from above. Or who shall descend into the deep? That is, to bring up Hamashiach again from the dead. So let's see what the word deep is. Remember that the Messiah was buried in a tomb. So he wasn't buried deep. He was buried in a tomb, which was probably above, which I assume would be above ground. So deep is G12 again, which is abyssos, which is bottomless, the abyss. And let me read this in one definition again for your recollections, which is of orcus, a very deep gulf or chasm in the lowest parts of the earth, used as the common receptacle of the dead, and especially as the abode of demons. So the bottomless pit is not Europe. When you closely examine, when you research the words, the bottomless pit is Greek G12, which is the abyss. And I want to read the definition of abyss from the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary. So abyss means in the New Testament the netherworld, prison of disobedient spirits. And it gives reference of Luke 8:31, Revelation chapter 9, verse 1 and 2, and verse 11, Revelation 11:7, Revelation 17:8, and Revelation chapter 20, verse 1 to 3. So if you do not understand what the abyss is or what the falling star is, then you totally butcher Revelation 9. And that's why people trying to say that Revelation 9 is talking about World War I or World War II, you totally butcher that passage, and you missed the mark by a mile. I love history. I used to watch the hell out of History Channel back in the day about all those real wars and historical events. And if you want to hear a good real war presentation, yeah, go ahead and listen to those elders teaching that Kaiser Wilhelm is Abaddon. If you want to hear for just about learn about the history of World War I, but if you want to learn about Revelation 9, the proper breakdown, then stay far away from those teachings then, because they're going off, and they totally butcher that they totally butcher Revelation 9 when they try to break it down. All right, let's continue. So we established that Revelation 9:1 is talking about a fallen angel and the abyss, which is a region in hell. So if you don't have the understanding of fallen angels or the hell exists, then you're totally lost. You have no business trying to teach them Revelation 9. All right, Revelation chapter 9, verse 2, which says, "And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit." So this is a future event that has not happened yet. This has not been experienced yet. World War I or World War II was not one of the 7 seals in Revelation. So we need to cut that madness out. This has not happened yet. Revelation 9 verse 3. "And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power as scorpions of the earth have power." So these are locusts that came out of the smoke when the bottomless pit was open, and they had the power of scorpions. So that is very dangerous and scary. So you know how locusts are, they can move, they can jump high, but they also have the abilities to sting like a scorpion. So this is going to be very devastating when this happens. This is not talking about no planes flying around in World War I. Verse 4. "And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads." So usually locusts in large groups and armies are known for devouring the vegetation and greenery, but these special locusts that came from the bottomless pit are commanded to not touch the earth or the green things, but to attack the unsaved, the people that are not covered by the Most High, that do not have the seal of God on their foreheads. So this reminds you of Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4, where the Most High told his the forerunners. Let me see if I can find that real quick. So Ezekiel 9:4, which tells of the forerunners to put a mark on the foreheads of the men who sigh and grieve over the repulsive acts that are being committed, to protect them from the destroyers that come after them, that destroy the wicked. So like the Bible says, no new thing under the sun. So this is going to be a similar act happening again. So if you're not protected and covered with the seal of the Most High, it's not going to be farewell for you. Revelation chapter 9 verse 5. "And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of the scorpion when he striketh a man." So I'm not sure how long 5 months is in biblical time, but it's a period of time that says for 5 months, and so it's going to be a long, painful torment. I can imagine that's what I'm getting from this passage. that these demonic locusts are going to do to the mankind that's not covered by the mark or seal of the Most High. Verse 6, and in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from it. So these men are going to be when they're struck by these demonic locusts, they're going to be in pain and agony, and no matter what they try to do, they're not going to be able to die. Their soul is not going to leave their body, no matter how bad they want the soul to. Verse 7, and the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as if it were crowns like goats, and their faces as were as the faces of men. So these demonic locusts are going to be some very scary and invigorating looking intimidating looking creatures. Something that mankind has not ever seen or experienced before. So this is going to be a horrible sight. And that's a description that John the Revelator gave to us. And I understand that when reading the Bible and reading these future prophecies, you have to have an imagination. Like in 2nd Ezra 15, I think it is, or 16, we're talking about flying swords and arrows. That is talking about missiles, and they just didn't have that terminology back then. I'm totally with that. And I know when most leaders try to use their imagination and say that this is talking about the aircraft and soldiers in World War I, but this still here in Revelation is not talking about World War I at all. This is talking about a future event, that's a prophetic event that has not happened yet, when the bottomless pit is going to be open. So when the angel Fall gets the key to the bottomless pit, he's going to open it up, and all kinds of wicked spirits and demonic locusts are going to come out and attack the wicked. Revelation 9 verse 8, and they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth as were as the teeth of lions. And they had a breastplate, as if it were breastplates of iron, and the sounds of their wings as the sound of chariots, of many horses running to battle. So they're going to look intimidating, they're going to sound intimidating. This is definitely going to be like a science fiction movie. Like a horror science fiction movie, something that it's going to be dreadful to witness and be a part of. Verse 10, and they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. So again, it says that this is going to last 5 months. So thankfully, with the Most High's mercies, it's not going to last forever. It's going to be for a period of time. Thankfully for the mercies of the Most High that it is, that this horror event is going to happen. In Revelation chapter 9, verse 11, this is the part where they try to say that Kaiser Wilhelm is the king of the angel of the bottomless pit. So let's look at it. It says, and they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue have its name Apollyon. So I have no idea how they came up with Kaiser Wilhelm at all, but this is talking about a real angel or angelic spiritual being on the left-hand side on the side of wickedness. And we know that Abaddon and Apollyon means destroyer. Okay, so that should show you that Abaddon is not Kaiser Wilhelm. And in closing, I want to share this interesting parallel from Abaddon in the Old Testament. It's in there 6 times in the Old Testament. And according to the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary, looking up the definition of Abaddon, it says, in 3 instances, Job 26 verse 6, Proverbs 15:11, and Proverbs 27:20, the word is parallel with Sheol, the abode of the dead. In Job 28:22, it means death. In Psalms 88:11, it is synonymous with the grave. The word is found once in the New Testament, which is Revelation 9:11. And I want to read Proverbs chapter 15, verse 11 out the Amplified Bible. This is real interesting. Where it says, Sheol, the netherworld, the place of the dead, and Abaddon, the abyss, the place of the eternal punishment, lie open before Yahweh. How much more the hearts and inner motives of the children of men. So that's a good example right there, Proverbs 15:11, where it connects Sheol and Abaddon. So this is talking about the bottomless pit, and Abaddon is talking about the angel in the netherworld or in hell. This is not talking about Kaiser Wilhelm and Europe. Well, I hope and pray this lesson was edifying and open your eyes to continue to pursue and seek out truth. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. This is Brother Mikael. I appreciate you for watching and supporting. Shalom.